Dave back again with you tonight. Today we've got the ZELVOT running vest. So I've done a little run of reviews of day packs and I've liked a lot of them, but one thing I realized is when you're hiking or just like on a day trip or a couple hours, some things you want to put in your backpack, you don't, because you want to have quick access to them. So I find I stick them in my pockets, which kind of defeats the purpose of a day pack. So I went looking for a solution for that. You don't always want to stop and take off your backpack and pull out whatever it is, whether it's a phone or, for me, a gimbal camera or some sort of camera. So I went looking online, purchased this with my own money, and by my own money I mean the money that you help me generate through ad revenue on this YouTube channel. And ZELVOT running vest, I don't know if you can see that, but what this is going to be a running vest with a pack on the chest, and it's going to have a hydration pack in it. It's going to be a 2-liter hydration pack that is in this plastic baggie here, and let me open this up in real time and you will see there's a couple O-rings here, but we're going to have a 2-liter hydration pack with the hose that will run out of this pack, and then it's going to be a pack that has a backpack section to it here. Alright, so you can put the typical stuff in here, but on the front, on your chest, it's going to have some zippered pouches, and this is what I'm going for here. This big one will fit a cell phone or a camera. There's a small pocket here, maybe for car keys or whatnot. It's a molly design, so you can stick some Velcro things here, and it's got some D-rings, so you can attach things like a knife or whatnot. This looks like it's going to be a great little hydration pack, running pack. I just wanted to show you what it looks like out of the box. I'm going to go test it for several weeks at least, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest thoughts. So to put this thing together, what I really like about the hose here is it's just a quick connect that just snaps right in. Alright, that's all there is to that. There's no threading. And then to disconnect it, you just press a button on the side and it snaps right out. That's why they give you 2 spare O-rings. And then to fill it, it's open on the top, and I don't know, I like to use electrolytes, so I'm going to pour in my favorite electrolyte first. You know, some people like that, some people don't. This is liquid IV. Maybe I'll drop a link to that, maybe I won't. And then I like to use filtered water that does not come from the faucet, so it has very little organic matter in it, which might kind of encourage mold growth inside the pack if it stays wet in between uses. So I like to use the cleanest purified water I can. Then this top is just going to fold right over like this, and then you take the top handle part here and slide that right over there, and that's going to give you a nice seal. From here you get your pack, you slide it in the hydration mesh portion here, and this is going to be a little bit of a fidgety thing on camera, I think, but I will get through it and you will get the gist. Probably easier to put the hydration bladder in the pack first and then fill it with water. Alright, and then at the top here you can connect there's a little strap here to prevent this bladder from sliding down in there. Alright, let me snap that together. Boom. And then from the rear of the pack here, depends whether you want your tube coming over your right shoulder or left shoulder. I prefer the left, so I'm going to go inside the little pack area here, and there is a section that comes through on both sides, left or right, that you can slide this right above the strap. There's a little channel here to route that through. Now that's going to be coming over my left shoulder when I'm out hiking, and then depending whether you choose left or right, it does not matter, because here's left, here's right on that pack. Both sides have a little retainer clip to retain the hose. So there's one here on the left, and there's also one here on the right, depending on your preferred tube routing. So there you go, it's loaded with water and it's ready to go. So we've got the bladder in there, and then outside of that or behind that you have a little zippered area here to put storage. That's on the outside of the bladder pack. You've got some bungees if you want to secure more gear back here. And then of course on the front you've got the tactical pouch with a couple pockets here, a small pocket for keys or whatnot, a zippered pocket probably for a mobile phone or something like that, and then a larger compartment that has a Velcro thing here, which is to secure if you're a concealed carry weapon holder. That's exactly what that's for. You Velcro this in place, and then that would go around your concealed piece of hardware. But you can pull that out, and it's got a Velcro back here and a couple small little pockets ahead of that. So plenty of storage in front that's going to be easily accessible when you're hiking. All right, so I'm out on this hike here. And shortly after I started, the weather turned. It started out at 51 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the dark clouds rolled in. It started raining, the wind picked up, temperature dropped to 39 degrees, and the rain came in, and then there was some sleet. So fortunately, I was prepared today. I had this outer shell in the back outside pocket of this hydration pack running vest, and I'm about to stop here to take it off and pack it back in. But it works quite well to just put it over top of the pack. And I think at this point I just want to say, be prepared when you're outside, especially alone. I passed a couple people as I was coming into the trails. They were heading out because they got caught in the sleet, and one guy said that, you know, he had found a wooden bench and he kind of laid underneath of it to take shelter, and he was really not dressed for that type of weather change. I felt a little bit bad for him, but that made me just want to pass along the message that be prepared when you're out doing these adventures. Invest in gear, take stuff with you. And it dawned on me, I sell a kayaker survival pack on my website. You can check that out at davethekayaker.com. I assembled it for people who kayak, who might flip and be on the edge of hypothermia and need to set up like an emergency shelter on land. But it struck me, I'm having a little emergency bivvy in there. It's a little emergency sleeping bag. That would have been great for the guy I passed at the beginning of this trail. If he would have had a little emergency bivvy, pulled it out of his pack and just crawled into it, he would have stayed warm and dry for the duration of the 15-20 minutes that weather front moved through. And then he could have rolled it right back up and been on his way. So yeah, check that out. Always think of things like that. And you know, you can sometimes learn by observing others. All right, I'm going to stop and shed this outer layer, but so far the pack is working good. The hydration tube here, you just pull it out. You have good water to drink. You can push the valve right back in, and you can actually clip it onto the vest here to keep it out of the way, but I find it's not too long. I just leave it hanging. So yeah, let me continue on here and I'll check in later. All right, so let's get back to the task at hand, and that is reviewing this day pack. Now I will say, in terms of a hydration pack, this might be the heaviest I've ever packed for a day trip. So I've got the hydration bladder on the back. Let me see if I can zoom down a little bit here. And I've got like my keys, my wallet, my phone, a couple lighters, and some other gear in the back, as well as that outer shell that you saw. So this is probably the heaviest I've ever packed for a day trip. Just a couple hour hike before. But this pack makes everything feel balanced. So I also have my emergency flashlight here with a beacon and signal. That's my go-to tactical flashlight everywhere I go now. This pack feels the lightest, even though it's probably the heaviest, because the weight is distributed on both your front and your back, and it makes it feel very light. I won't say I don't notice I have it on at all. I can feel a little sweat on my back and on my chest, but it's very, very light. The weight is equally distributed. I'm not constantly adjusting straps in front as my hydration bladder gets lighter and lighter. So I think I'm going to give this a couple thumbs up. I'll touch in at the end with my full fair and honest thoughts, but yeah, a couple miles in, I'm really liking this thing. Oh, and I get to carry my gimbal cam in it too, so that adds some weight as well. And I don't usually keep this camera that handy. Oh, and I'm also double dipping today. I'm doing a review of the G300S GPS smartwatch, so I'm out here wearing that too, testing it today. So some good reviews coming this week. So there you have it. I'm in my car now because the wind really picked up, and if I don't get shielded here, I think you're going to hear nothing but wind blowing through trees. But I'm going to call this the Tactical Hydration Pack. I give it 2 thumbs up. I bought this with my own money. I think I got it on Temu. But it's also available at Amazon for about the same money, so I'll drop links below. I buy this stuff just to do the reviews, and the only way I can do that is by your kindness, by watching these videos, giving them a like, subscribing to the channel, and some people will go to my YouTube channel and leave a small donation there. I've got a little donate button over at davethekayaker.com. You can leave a little donation there. What little ad revenue I make from doing gear review like this, I invest right back into the channel for more gear. I'm well into the second half of my life at this point. I don't really need any more outdoor gear, but if I can find good stuff and bring it to you and you appreciate it, as long as people appreciate what I'm doing here, I'll keep on doing it. This hydration pack, definitely a winner. I like it a lot. The trick, well, I think I just squirted the camera. The trick is to dress in layers on days like this. I've got a good base layer, a wicking base layer, then a performance tee under that, and then a wicking jacket over that. And as you saw early in the hike, I whipped out my outer shell because I needed it. I knew I was going to be, generating some heat on my chest and on my back, and that's why I put the electrolytes in the hydration pouch today, because I knew I'd be sweating, and that was a good call. If I mentioned it, I'll drop it in the links below. Otherwise, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Stay tuned. More gear coming. The G300S smartwatch will be coming this week, and I'm comparing that to my gold standard Amazfit GTR. And they both got tracks today, so I'll compare the two. Hey, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. So when you're done and you empty the water out of this pack, the hydration bladder, one neat thing about this design where it's completely open on the top, and I'm going to show you a little hack here. Often these bladders only have a little opening and you unscrew a top and it's really hard to get them dry. In this design, you can take a plastic ladle and just stick it down in there, and that will keep the top of the pack open, and then you can just keep it upright, and that allows all that water to evaporate out in between uses.